Good morning. Good morning. Um Discarding media. How y'all doing this morning? It is Jackie Glass, Mama, Navy vet, certified doer. Look at us. We getting up and getting at it. We getting live on Instagram because we got to make sure we are taking care of folks over there, checking the connection. It is a beautiful day. It is May 4th. I know some of y'all like to make a joke about that. May the 4th be with you. Uh-oh. We're trying to get it right over here. Listen, because going live, having Instagram now makes things a little bit more interesting. We just got to get it together. But I'm glad that y'all able to join us. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Um, Welcome to the Morning Dew for certified doers. And boy, do we have a topic for us today. We got a topic for us today for the doers. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Coleman. Good morning, Shar. Um, let me start by going in on what we got on Saturday morning. If you haven't already signed up, Saturday we're gonna be getting that redistricting stuff all together. Good morning, Randy. Good morning. Um, Saturday we're gonna be getting the redistricting stuff together. So if you don't know and you need to know and you're trying to figure out what this is, or people in the community, look, they don't care until they care. And I need you to be the doer that knows what the heck is happening so you can just set it all straight. So Saturday morning, join us virtually at 10 a.m. We'll be YouTube, Facebook, I believe, LinkedIn, and then you could just sign into the webinar if you want to. Next week we got Norfolk Can Fly next Saturday too, the 13th. Norfolk Can Fly. This is the second time that we've been doing this. I started this event a year ago with the help of AIM and the hangar. So Norfolk International Airport. If y'all got people, Shar, I know you brought the kids out last time. It's a beautiful thing. Bring your people. We would love to have them be a part of Norfolk Can Fly. That'll be from 10 to 2 on Saturday, May 13th at the Norfolk International Airport. Now you're not gonna walk into the airport. It's at the signature hangar. You got to go around the back over there by the outlets on the back side. So if you're not sure, just go ahead to our Eventbrite and then you'll be able to see where you can go, where you can get the information and hit us up and be with us on that day. It's gonna be big. We've already sold out of tickets once, so it's gonna be and listen, icing on the cake, we got a Ben and Jerry's truck coming. So I win. So be there. All right, let's get into what we need to talk about today. As you know, if you're a new certified doer, you just joining us. What we do here is we take the latest and greatest news and we pop them. We do a little wipe down about them. If you have any community events that you want me to share at 6:55, I'll go ahead and share that information. So just let us know, drop it in the chats for you. If you're on Instagram, drop it in the comments. And then just let us know, hey, I got this event going on. Please put the time, the date, the place. Because if I tell the people and it's just an event out, they won't know where to go. So we want to make sure they know where to go. Okay. So let's get into this. This headline, I gave my colleagues an opportunity to respond, trying to give our big folks a chance to really get out there. Last week, our chief diversity officer, or whatever you want to call it for the state, I don't even know what they're calling. I know they wanted to take out equity and put opportunity, spoke at VMI about diversity, equity, inclusion being dead. Right. This is at the same place. He did it at VMI. So VMI is Virginia Military Institute. For those of you guys who don't know, it's a college that is, it's a military college, essentially a pipeline, right? And in my service, I think about how important the military's adoptance of understanding that you need a diverse force. Everybody needs an equal shot to get up. And then there needs to be a way to make sure that there's inclusion, right? Women weren't able to ride on ships until the 90s, right? Or warships, right? They could go on ships, supply ships, oilers, things like that. But they weren't able to ride on warships. So inclusivity has not only provided opportunity for women just in being a part of that workforce, but being able to advance in a meaningful way. Uh, and y'all drop in the comments if y'all have already heard this story. I know it was hot at one point and it died. The video is out there. He's saying it's the wrong mission, that like, yo, it's a dead cow and that we're not talking about it anymore. The interesting thing to me about folks that get in line and they start talking about getting rid of DEI, is that they don't recognize the why, right? They don't recognize that there is a reason why we are forcing folks. There's a reason why there has been a 15th Amendment. There's reasons why the Voters' Right Act exists. Women still are not in the Constitution. And so when we talk about this is bad and we need to do things off of merit and off of achievement, because that's what they think this is. They think this is a war on merit and achievement, to which it is not. We get here because we never ask why these things exist. Good morning, Miss Charlene. We never ask why these things exist. I think it's there's a YouTube clip with a woman that talks about a guy. He just keeps asking why. Unfortunately, this guy whose name is Martin Brown, and y'all have to understand that this is why the governor's races are so important to our everyday lives. This guy's name is Martin Brown, and he was selected to work on diversity, equity, and inclusion. The speech, I'm going to go ahead and drop the speech in the comments for you all. He was talking, he said, these other colleges, and I keep telling y'all this, that colleges are going to be, we're more, higher education is going to be really, really important over the coming days, because there's going to be a direct attack on higher education, just with who gets it, how they get it, and what they teach. He said this speech at a school, VMI, where it's the nation's oldest state-supported military college. And with its 1,500 students, mostly them still are white males, right? And that is for a reason. You've heard people come out. We've had even legislation just trying to get VMI to do right by women, right? With, whether there's sexual assault cases happen there, or understand that they are not exempt from accountability, that the boys club wants to stay the boys club, and some of the clubs that don't do people of color. And let me just say this, I don't like to say minorities, because I'm not a minority. My people have been minoritized. That is the whole truth. But way back when VMI, like I said, was ordered to take a look at how structural racism was impacting the school. And so to go there and say that is a direct slap in the face of some of the Black cadets that have been there. And when we look at these boards of visitors, say it's a direct slap in the face of some of the women that have been there, because had we not taken diversity, equity, inclusion seriously, there would be no one at VMI except for white men. And that's period. We have to be. Shar, you're absolutely right. And if you got comments on the other end, go ahead and put them. Shar says we need to pay attention to what's happening behind the scenes. They will try to slow and walk back if we're not careful. And I don't think they're trying to even slow walk back. I think that they're trying to jog backwards for a lot of different things. I'm typing here. History. It's real. It's real. It's a real thing. And we've seen. I've sat in rooms with some of these people and heard them say that we just have to do it on merit. We just have to do it on achievement. The important thing to know is that DEI and American history, they are closely intertwined because the United States has been shaped by issues of diversity, equity, inclusion, or lack thereof, right? That is what the United States has done. So, for much of American history, people of color, women, other marginalized groups have been excluded from full participation in society, right? They've been denied access, they've been denied basic rights, they've been denied opportunities, and have been subjected to discrimination and systematic injustices. Um, so it's not dead, right? Unless all of that stuff is gone, it's not dead. Y'all understand this is a senior official in the Commonwealth of Virginia's cabinet, right? This is supposed to be the person for the Commonwealth leading the way, and ensuring that the Commonwealth practices, diversity, equity, inclusion. Let's just give an example. You can say these things, and I'm going to keep going. And I need y'all to understand. Anytime someone says this to you, the important question to ask is why, right? That is the most important question to ask. Shar says, I think once again, this governor is reckless in his choice of leaders and cabinets. I think he's not thoughtful in it as well. Good morning. Good morning. So for example, let's just give an example. And I know people don't like to talk about this, but this is real life. The enslavement of Black folks was a foundational aspect of American history. It's our foundation. It's there. That perpetuated systematic racism and discrimination that continues to impact people of color, Black people today. So similarly, women were denied the right to vote and were excluded from many professions and opportunities until actually until relatively recent in American history. Like, it's not that long ago. We're trying to separate ourselves from that discrimination against other marginalized groups like the LGBTQI plus individuals, people with disabilities, has also been pervasive throughout American history. Y'all, they used to kill people with disabilities because there was something wrong with them. So, there is space, and due to the fact that we as Americans have taken diversity, valuing the culmination of who we are, giving people an opportunity based off of how much we've held them down, there's been some things. There have been so many movements throughout American history to promote DEI. For example, the Civil Rights Movement. Why did we have it? Of the 50s and 60s. My parents were both born, right? The civil rights helped to secure legal protections for people of color, for people of color. While the women's rights movement did the same to help secure greater gender equity. Most importantly, and they're not going to want to hear this, movements like Black Lives Matter and Me Too have raised awareness of the ongoing issues related to diversity, equity, and inclusion in American society that help spur important social and policy changes. Again, ask the why. Overall, if we look at this guy and we look what he's saying, what he doesn't understand is that diversity, equity, inclusion, and American history are important because they understand you have to really understand, you have to have the historical context, right? Ask the why to the issues. Why do DE&I exist? It is essential for creating a more just and equitable society. And by acknowledging the ways, and we have to push the pace on this, y'all doers. We do. We have to continue in our spaces to push the pace by acknowledging the way in which systematic discrimination and injustice have impacted different groups over time throughout American history. That is how we're going to work towards a more inclusive and equitable future. But to say it is dead is to deny, to be a denier of American history. Is to just be a straight denier of American history. And that's not what we're doing today. That's not what we're doing tomorrow. That just is not a part of the plan. And I'll walk this back to the importance here. The important thing that you all need to know is that when we go to the ballot box and we select folks, when you look at the legislator, let me make sure that this is good. Okay, we're good. When you look at the legislator, and especially when you look at the executive branch, you are not just electing that person, especially at the executive branch. Good morning. Good morning, Jordan. You're not, you're taking on, you're accepting that person's cabinet, who will then guide the Commonwealth. So that one person that you put in office will help guide what we do with energy, what we do with our schools, what we do with our transportation, what we do with housing, like, because they are putting the overseers, the oversight in those different respective places. While it is unfortunate, to have people like this afoot running amok, talking, because this whole story was in the Washington Post, right? So this became a national story. This guy saying they're dead. It's crazy, and to know that that VMI, just like the Commonwealth of Virginia, changed the diversity office's title from to diversity, opportunity, inclusion. See, think about that. Why do you want diversity without equity? Because you don't want to give people a fair shot. They spent months. They're going to spend a lot of months and a lot of money to ensure that we don't believe that people deserve their fair shot. So, it's really going to be unfortunate. And I think VMI is going to shift because they had professors and they had graduates. They echoed the criticism of these conservative graduates, right? They bought in. It's a unique space, right? They're saying VMI, it's a unique space and that they should be unique. And by unique, you understand what I mean. It removed everything, diversity, equity, inclusion, from a website. They don't want people, the boards of visitors don't want people talking or addressing its historical discrimination. What do we do? The so what now? Now what? Again, what do doers do in this situation? What do doers like you do? First, you keep asking why. When you're in these circles with people and they say, we should not have diversity, equity, inclusion, and your question should be, well, why do we have it? Right? Well, why do we have it? Because it just, and if the answer is because you just want to give these people a leg up, well, why would they even need it? What if they got a fair shot off top? Why would they even need it? Getting closer to the why deads this stuff. DEI is an important part of American history. It acknowledges that, and if we're going to get to a place where we're no longer acknowledging our history, which that's where we're trying to go, y'all understand that these two things go hand in hand. If you can get people to forget that women didn't have rights, if you can get people to forget that we used to just kill off folks because they had disabilities, if you can get people to forget that we enslaved an entire population of people and their children and their children's children and their children's children and their children's children. If you forget that we denied people that fought for this country the ability to get the benefits, to get their leg up in society, if you deny the fact that we have struck violence against people because of who they choose to sleep with, if you deny, okay, right? Like if you deny all that, then you can say that there is no need for our country to course correct. And that's what this is about. It's about not wanting America to course correct and upholding who we were, which is why you see you have senators, I think it's in Tennessee, I can't remember, Tennessee or Texas, saying, let's bring back lynching. Let's just do it. Let's go back. That's real. That's really happening in 2023. So doers, always ask why. Secondly, doers is Whitney Houston said it, and it is the truth. I believe the children are the future. If you are able to interact with little citizens, it is important that we stay open, that we stay curious, and that we stay close to history. It is now our responsibility to find that thing that is important to us and marry that in to what kinds of conversations we have with little citizens. The again, I think I've said this, the hope that I have is that they have meshed cultures so deeply. It's so weird sometimes to see what could or what does not happen between the youth, and like how culturally they're blending things together. We have to make sure that they stay connected to the why that we're asking. So just as we're challenging some of these racist, classist, sexist people on their things by asking, well, why? We have to take that same why and make sure that it is underlined, because there's a committed effort by those who don't give a damn about anything outside of their microcosm of people that would take that away from them in our school buildings, right? That would take that away from them in our school buildings. And that needs to happen for all of them, because we all, if you're a grown adult, or if you're sitting in classrooms now, we all sat in classrooms that lied to us. All of us. We were all lied to. we all learned something that was incorrect. And so our correction comes in knowing our thing, sharing our things, asking why, and paying attention. And I'm not saying paying attention to all the things, because we cannot. That I don't have the expectation that you would know, see, do all the things. And I hope you don't have that expectation of me. But what I would say is that you know what's important to you. You know what the value add is. You take the step and be intentional in your own backyard, with your kids, with your cousins, with their friends. That's what we can do, doers. Because just because these folks have a loud microphone doesn't mean that it's true. Lastly, we can vote. You know we can do that, right? We can vote. And stop looking at our vote as a singular action. It is not a singular action. When you press that button and you select your governor, you are selecting agency heads, you are selecting commissioners, you are selecting the citizens that will represent, the citizens that will be helping guide the Commonwealth. You're doing a big thing when you press that button. Just like when you select your legislator, right? When you select your General Assembly person, you are selecting judges. You're selecting the people that are going to pick your judges, the people that are going to be, again, guiding the state level on many different things. That is super important. That is why it's valuable. And we do have to get people to understand the value added in the vote. What is the value of a vote? Okay. Can we do that, doers? Can we do that? I think we can. I know we can. Good morning. Good morning. I see you. Good morning on Instagram. All right. I don't see any community events in the chat, so it's time for me to go ahead and put, if you got a community event coming up, go ahead and drop that in the chat right now. Let's get it. Let's do it. Come through. All right. Let me see. I don't see anything. I'm going to tell you about my events again. On this Saturday, we have the redistricting town hall brief, where you can learn about redistricting, let it be a thing, come through. It's online this time, so there is an excuse if you got something else going on, but you don't have to come to us to get the information. Secondly, next Saturday, the following Saturday on the 13th, we have Norfolk Can Fly. I'd love to see you guys out there. We are intentional about helping folks understand that aviation careers are for all people. They are for people who speak English as a second language. They are for women. They are for Asian people. They are for all the peoples, right? You can find yourself in an aviation career. I think everybody looks up. And I just want to welcome everybody to looking up and seeing themselves a part of the up. Right. So see you on Saturday. Jordan, I wanted to ask you about being a part of film I'm making. Hit me up, Jordan. Okay. Let me, for something like that, I will type in the chat. I don't see any other comments here on Facebook. I'm waiting to see. Miss Shar, you have a blessed weekend as well. Jordan, go ahead and let me see, Jay. Let's see if it'll let me. There you go. All right, instead of hitting my office up, Jordan, what you can do is hit my official personal email. That's right there. It's Jackie at Jackie for Norfolk. Especially if it's something like that, go ahead and email that email that email address. I couldn't get it out. Okay, cool. That works for me. All right. If you do that, then I can hit you back. All right. Y'all make it a great day. I'll see you. Be well. Until next time. Go do